my name is Melissa Strange and thanks for clicking on this video. I wanted to share with you some of my thoughts as to what has happened so far in Big Brother 18. The season is starting to come to a close, there's only a few episodes left, and I've had quite a few people ask me what my thoughts are currently on this season and what has happened on this season, so I thought I would share them with all of you. I want to talk about the 6 main twists that happened this season. The first one was the team's twist, so each one of the returning players was told to then select players for a team. And basically that twist was good for the team. If somebody on their team won HOH, the entire team was safe, but if you were like the losing team out of all the teams, you were have-nots. There was quite a few little things happening within the team twist, and that all ended just under 40 days into the season. During the time of the team twists, we also had another twist called the BB Roadkill competition. This was another chance for somebody to win a secret power to nominate a third person for eviction, which really could throw a wrench into the game. You had no idea who won it because the person didn't have to announce it. You all found out secretly if you won or lost. You could pretty much put up anybody unless they had won immunity because their team won HOH, someone on their team won HOH that week. And then also if that person, once they're nominated, won POV or was taken down by the POV, the person who won the BB Roadkill could also name the replacement nominee. So there were so many things that could have happened, and I think that the team's twist mixed with the BB Roadkill twist was a great way to start off the season, and I think it actually did keep the season moving really quick. I felt like the first 4 weeks went by like that. Now it feels like it's dragging a lot, like they started the season really quick pace, like so many things happening, and then as the season went on, there was less people, it kind of got less busy. The next big twist was the battle back, and the first 5 house guests that were evicted found out that there was going to be a competition in which they could battle their way back in to the Big Brother house for another shot at the prize. This was done on head-to-head duels, and we all knew Victor was gonna win. That man is a beast. And he won, he came back into the game. Another twist that happened this season was the Big Brother round trip ticket. And basically what that was, if you forget, is that the house guests unlocked like a secret passage to a secret room based on following these clues that were posted around the house. And inside this room was a bunch of envelopes, and they got to pick an envelope, and inside the envelope either said one-way ticket or round trip ticket, but they weren't allowed to open it unless they were evicted. So for 5 weeks or 6 weeks, something like that, for a while, every time someone was evicted, they would go, Julie would open it, and it would say one way. Nobody had the round trip ticket until after we found out that Paul had it. Once that was like, they were done being allowed to use their ticket if they wanted. I think that twist was interesting. I was really hoping that somebody actually would win it. It was kind of lame that it didn't happen, but how are we supposed to know? How are they supposed to know that that wasn't gonna happen? I personally thought Paul would have been evicted by then and would have maybe had to then use his thing and come back in, but it didn't happen. Another twist was America's Care Package, where America could vote what house guest they wanted to give a special privilege to or power, and you could go online and find out what the powers were gonna be and then pick who you wanted to send it to. And that was kind of a cool twist because you didn't really know what was going to happen. I didn't even bother going online. I wanted it to be surprised every week who got what. And I mean, from a never not pass to a $5,000 bribe, there was even a co-HOH week. Like, there was quite a few really cool twist ideas thrown in there, and I thought that that twist actually kind of worked, and it might have been cool to have that for the entire season. Every week people got to have the special prize. And the 6th twist that we were going to talk about is the juror battle back thing that also happened, which was during the wall comp. I think there was 5 jurors at that moment, had to go onto the wall and stand there, and the last juror to fall, or only juror not to fall, would then be granted back into the Big Brother house for another chance. Well, the house guests had already evicted Victor for the 2nd time, and the man won his way back in again. So now Victor's in the house for the 3rd time. That is literally a record. Nobody has ever done that in the history of Big Brother. Victor is the first to go back into the game 3 times. He is literally a competition beast. So there's a few things that I wanted to say about this season so far. The first is Victor. Get him out. If you ever, the day he came back in, y'all should have tried to get him out. He is a competition beast. You're not gonna beat him at all. He will go to the end. Even now, even though he's been evicted twice, if he does make it to final 2, he will win. There's Literally no doubt about it. Think about it. Could you like, he has won what, over 10 competitions now. He's been evicted twice. Like, he's a beast. He's literally playing this game probably harder than anybody else. So if I was in the house, I'd be like, let's get Victor out. Every week I'd be like leading the Get Victor army. You know, maybe Paul's lucky that he teamed up with Victor, and if Victor wins, he knows that he has his back. So like, there is that benefit of being on Victor's team, but also that would be a huge target to be on Victor's team. So I don't know. I can't believe he's still in the house. During week 10, when Nicole was HOH and had to break that tie between Paul and Michelle, she should have voted Paul out, because Paul is another one. He's been on the block now. I think this is his 6th time or 7th time being on the block as of right now. And it's like, this man is now leaving the house. And during my predictions video, I said I didn't like him. Guess what? I still don't like him. There was like a moment that I was like, maybe he's growing on me a little bit, but then I was like, nope, false alarm. It was just that he was getting so under my skin that it felt like he was just a part of me. And then it was just like, oh yeah, pop that, get him out of here, because I am tired of Paul. I need him to go home. I need Victor to go home. To be honest, there's not a single person in the house right now that I'm like gung-ho, want you to win. The most that I would say is maybe James, if anybody was gonna win. I say that like one of them isn't gonna win. Out of everyone left in the house, if I had to pick someone to win, I'd want it to be James, but I feel like he hasn't actually played hard enough this game to even win in a jury. Like, he would have certain people's votes, which is why I think he would have a chance, but more on a social card, not on a like game card. I don't want like Nicole and Corey to go to the finals. I don't want Victor and Paul to go to the finals. I didn't want James and Natalie to go to the finals. I didn't want a couple final thing, like, no. So I really do think that Nicole should have voted out Paul when she had the chance. When it was Paul and Michelle and she had to break the tie, she should have voted out Paul. And I was yelling at the TV that she didn't. Had she have done that and used the tie to send out a strong competitor, what the heck was Michelle gonna win? Nothing. You could send her out at any moment. Why waste a tie? Like, a tie, when you have to break a tie in the Big Brother house, that is like earning a point towards you to win Big Brother. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you use your tiebreaker to get rid of a strong competitor, who would she have had left in the house to come after her? Victor? That's one person. The rest of the house would be like, no. And then maybe that week Michelle could have gone, but get out the strong player. Right now she's stuck. They had the two. I'm kind of glad that her and Corey went with the putting up Victor and Paul thing, because they need to get rid of one of them, and at least James is kind of safe, but they should have already attacked and gotten rid of them. Victor was evicted twice. Why are you not trying to just get him out right away? You already sent him home. Stop letting him come back in this game. What is it gonna be? You're gonna evict him final 3, and it's gonna be like, actually there's a 3-person finale. Instead of having a final 2, there's actually a final 3, and everybody gets to vote on the final 3. So Victor, come back for the 4th time into this game. Something stupid like that. If something like that happens, I wouldn't even be surprised. But it shouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's too much. She should have gotten rid of him. They should have gotten rid of the Paul, Paulie, Victor scenario like early in the game, and kept people like Frank and Tiffany for later. Like, this game was backwards again. Like, sometimes I just don't understand. It is good to have some of these competitive people last farther, but certain ones, they were gone. Why are they back? The season is so long. Another thing based on the season being long is that if you notice, and I noticed this, the only times we get to see the like, who wants to see my HOH room and read my letter, is when Big Brother literally has nothing to show us. And why this happens is because the house guests are in the house for so long, and especially when they've all coupled up, there's nothing to report on. There is no action, there is nothing happening. Yes, recently we had the fight with Natalie and James before Natalie was evicted, and that was entertaining, but this past episode we had what, like the ending of the HOH competition, and then like, let me see my HOH room, read this long note from my sister. Like, it was just very draggy, and I feel like anytime we get the HOH room and all this, it's because it's been a boring week. It's like, oh, the week is going boring, why don't we throw a twist on them? What, like, or why is the season so long? If the season wasn't so long, the episodes wouldn't have these boring chunks. I remember checking and being like, how much is left of this episode? Who are they gonna nominate already? So Big Brother, it's been a very long season. I'm not sure if it's the longest season so far, but I think it might be, and I think a lot of people are just ready for it to end. So hopefully that clears up some of my thoughts on what has happened so far this season and what I'm hoping to still see with the rest of the season, and basically that is that it ends soon. Let's be honest, I think there's like 2 evictions happening in the next couple of days, so that should help speed things up. I honestly don't care who wins. Something tells me like Paul or Victor should win just based on how hard they've had to play, but if like I put myself into the house, they would be the 2 people that I'd be like, get them out. I think if Corey makes it to the end, he wouldn't win. If Corey was in the end against any of them, I think he would lose, so I don't think he has a chance. If Nicole or James make it to the end against Victor, I think that Victor would win. If they go against Paul, there's a chance that they would win. I think the only way that Nicole or James could win is if they go up against each other and it's a battle against each other. I think if they go against anybody else, except for maybe Corey, they're not gonna win. Like if it was, do you know what I mean? I'm so confused this whole season. Honestly, I was calling half of them by the wrong names. I don't know what was going on in my brain. But let me know in the comments down below who you want to win and what your thoughts were on this season. Do you think anybody made a big game mistake? To me, I think that the biggest game mistake, or one of the biggest game mistakes, is when Nicole chose not to evict Paul and chose to evict Michelle in that tie. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Don't forget to give me a big ol' like before you leave, and hit subscribe for more videos about reality TV show nonsense and whatnot and all that. And let me know in the comments down below if there's anything you want me to talk about in one of these videos. Once again, my name's Melissa Strange, and until next time, stay strange.